Hello, Yuna. How are you? Oh, Yuna already wants to talk. Okay. That was fast. Let's see. One moment, Yuna. Yes, you can. Especially if you have a question. If you have a question, that would be great.
See you, Professor. My name is Yuna.
Hello, how are you?
So far, so good. How are you?
I'm not bad. I'm okay. And you're in China where? What city?
I'm living in Canton City.
Okay. And what can I do for you today? Do you have a question for me or something I can help you with?
Yes, for the first, I really appreciate that you can let me join your live stream. And I'm currently learning the English grammar, and I'm kind of confused about the present perfect continue. So could you explain a little bit for me? Because as a Chinese student, we kind of not good at like grammar. So.
Right. So let's talk about present perfect continuous. Yeah. So Chinese definitely is very different than English in this very important way. Chinese doesn't really have tenses, so it's very difficult to learn all of ours. And yeah, there's a subtle difference between a few of these that you need to know, right? Let me find my notes here. Where is my note? One moment.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so there are 3 different ones that we want to learn. So we want to learn present, we want to learn past, we want to learn present perfect continuous. So what's the difference between past and past perfect?
Like a past without specific time, but the past perfect is past. You know, the thing happened before the past situation.
So that's right. So do you know what perfect means? What does perfect mean?
Perfect means you are already done.
Right. So perfect has 2 meanings. One meaning is like 100%. Perfect. I had a perfect test, means, no mistakes, right? But the original meaning of perfect is actually just completed, finished. So that's what present perfect is. It's about things that started in the past, but they finished in the past. Right? So simple past is just things that were in the past. They're done. Okay? But, so it's kind of, I like to think about them like with different time periods, right? So simple has only one time period. You're talking about something in the past and that's it. But present perfect continuous has 2 time periods. It has something in the past all the way until now. Right? And so, for example, we're talking about things that are still counting, right? So maybe, how many times have you been to New York City? Oh, I have been to New York City 5 times. That means that in the past I've been there 5 times. But maybe I'll go again, so that's why we say have been, like it's continuing. Like maybe I go again in the future, right? So, but then there's another one where the thing happened in the past and it finished in the past, and that's it, right? So, have you practiced these with some sentences, like some exercises? Have you done anything like that?
Yes, and I have been using AI, ChatGPT,
Okay.
to try to conversation with that specific topic about present perfect continue.
Okay,
I
good.
still make a lot mistake.
Okay, well, yeah. So, you know, every person has some mistakes that they always make, right? Like, I have the mistakes that I always make, and you have the mistakes that you always make. We all make different mistakes, right? So it's important to learn what mistakes you usually make, right? And once you know them, now you can try to fix them, right? And it does, you just need to do a lot of practice. So I think that you can use ChatGPT and you can tell it, please make some exercises for me, right? Make some exercises to practice present perfect continuous or present perfect or whatever, whichever one you want to practice. Those three are pretty important because we do use those a lot, right? So there are some tenses in English that we don't use that much, but we do talk about things like this a lot. Like things that we started in the past, but we're still doing them now, right? But you said it right now. I have been using. You said that's how you started this. You said I have been using. So that's good. You know how to use that one pretty well already. I think that you probably just need more practice. Really.
Could it be? But I still a little bit confusing this word.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay.
It's all right.
Okay. My mom was calling me because she wanted me eat something like food.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I have to going right now.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to come back later after, that's fine. Go eat something and come back and we'll talk more about present perfect.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, bye-bye.
Very happy to talking with you, but
Okay.
I have to go.
Okay.
See you
Bye-bye.
next time.
It's okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, we started early. Yeah, present perfect is kind of a pain in the butt. You know, I have been this, I have been that. Yeah, you know, it's interesting the way we developed our grammar. Anyway, hello Belen, hello Vicky, hello Mona, hello everyone. The topic is English problems. Whatever problems you have with English, raise your hand and you can come talk to me on stage and ask me about your problems. Okay? Hello, Kawa. Thank you for the gift. And I think you sent me a message. I think you sent me a message about lessons, didn't you? Was that you? If that was you, I saw the message. I just haven't had time to reply yet. But I will try to get back to you soon. Sometimes I do mistakes and I convince myself that I'm right because nobody cares about... yeah. Well, yeah. Belen, I think that in general, in life, I think that's the best attitude to have. I don't think you should care too much about grammar in your daily life. And especially if you don't need it to be particularly great, right? If you have a job where you need to have good grammar, then that's one thing. But if you're just using English to chat with people and to talk with people, then keep working on it, but don't worry about it. Okay? That's my advice right there about grammar. Keep working on it, but don't worry about it. Okay? All right. I'm waiting for someone to raise their hand and come talk to me. Let's talk to Dean.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Dean. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. And you're in China in what city?
Yeah, I live in Suzhou City.
Suzhou.
Do you know
okay.
that?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so what can I do for you today? How can I help you?
Um, yeah, I just want to ask a problem.
Okay. What's your problem?
Yeah, I have a friend. Um, he have the same amount of vocabulary with me,
Mm-hmm.
but she can speak English more fluently than me. I don't know why.
Okay. I can probably guess why. Um, the the difference between someone who can speak more comfortably and someone who feels uncomfortable is almost always it's about thinking. So,
Thinking.
yeah, right now, 如果你要说英文，现在你需要翻译，所以
Yeah.
你第一次你需要用你的中文的脑，可是然后你翻译你用英文，but that's too slow. That's too slow. So when I speak
Yeah.
Chinese, I don't try to translate from English to Chinese. I try to think in Chinese. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're trying to speak English, but you're trying to think in Chinese and then translate, that's too slow. Probably your friend has better English in his mind. So because his English
Yeah.
is more comfortable here, that's why he can use it more easily than you. So, this is why many people follow me, because I have this one important idea. Many people think that you can't practice without people, right? That I need someone to practice with. That's what you think, but you're wrong. You can practice without any other person. You can practice by trying to think in English. So,
Yeah.
every day when you think anything, okay? 如果你很饿，你需要想 I'm hungry.
Oh. How to you mean when I say anything, I have to think about how to describe that
In
thing.
English. That's right. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. So that's what I do I live in the United States, but I can look around and I can think in Chinese. I look and I say 这个叫什么中文?这个叫什么中文?这个叫什么中文? You know, and every day I just do that. And then if I go to the market, right? I think in Chinese when I'm at the market. 哦，这是非常贵，为什么这是太贵了？ You know, or 这是买完了。哦， you know, 今天我需要买什么东西, right? I think in Chinese while I'm doing whatever I need to do. So if I cook breakfast, think in Chinese. If I make lunch, think in Chinese. If I go to the park, think in Chinese. If I watch TV or watch movies, think in Chinese. So it's great because I'm not doing anything more. I'm not doing anything extra. I'm doing my normal life, my regular normal life, but I just try to think in a different language when I do it. So tomorrow, you need to start trying to find things that you can think about in English instead of Chinese. Okay?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you're tired, think, I'm tired. Don't think, 我很累. No, think I'm tired. When you're hungry, don't think 我肚子饿. No, think I'm hungry, right? Try to find anything that you can think in English, you should. Okay?
Yeah.
If you can, then you should. That's practice. Okay? And what happens is, if you do that enough, you become comfortable here with the language.
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable here, then when someone speaks to you, then it comes out here quickly because it's comfortable. Right?
Yeah.
So that's the problem, is so many people, their language is not comfortable in their mind because they translate everything. That's not the way it's supposed to work. You're not supposed to translate. You're supposed to learn how to think in a language. Okay? But it takes a lot of practice. Right. It takes practice, and many people just don't know. They don't know that you're supposed to think. You're supposed to practice thinking in a different language. Right? So any language. If you're learning French, every day you should think in French a little bit at least. Okay, if you're learning German, every day you should think in German. Okay, anything that you can think, you should. And if you don't know how to think it, 就是你的功课.
Yeah,
that's your homework, right? Yeah, so every day there are new things I say, oh, I don't know how to say that. Write it down. And now I can go find that later. You know, oh, that's how you say that in Chinese. Okay?
Yeah, I have been learning English for 1 year by myself, and almost every day for 2 hours. I want to ask that the time how to spend.
So 2 hours is good. Okay, 2 hours is good, but it's not about how much time. It's about the quality of time. So in English, we say it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Okay? So
quality.
Yeah,
quality.
So what that means is 1 hour of quality study is better than 3 hours of lazy study. Okay?
How to increase the quality?
Well, you need to have a good method. You need to have good methods of studying. So how do you study? What ways do you study? There are many, many ways to study, but most people only use 1 or 2, maybe, right? And in China, almost everybody, they really only use 1 method to study. They memorize. memorize. But I don't like memorizing. I think memorizing is not a good way to learn. So, go ahead.
You mean I have to spend the time to think about English?
You need to have a plan for studying, right? So in English, in language, there are 8 different things. 8. So you need to work on reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Those are the 8. Okay? Reading, writing, listening, speaking, thinking, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Now, that means you need 8 plans. 你需要8个计划. Okay? 8 different plans, right? So that means, how will you practice your reading? What will you do? Do you have websites? Do you have books? What will you do? And you need to think about your reading. What is your goal? What is your goal with your English? Do you want to learn English to take the IELTS test or the TOEFL test? Right? Do you want to get a very high score on the test? Or maybe you just need English for work a little bit, or just for fun and travel. So it's different. If you want to study for the IELTS, then your plan is very different. If you want to learn English for travel, then that's a very different plan, right? Not the same, right? So you have to first think, why? Why am I learning English? What's my purpose? What's my goal?
Yeah, I learn English for my work. Yeah,
Okay.
Because I want to be a sales manager for
Okay.
our company.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have a experience. Last month, I my wife and I to watch a English movie on similar 电影院。Yeah, then I even can't understand anything when I watching the movie.
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated and it's upset me. Yeah, because I have learned English 1 year, but
Yeah.
I can't understand even anything.
Okay, but, what movie was it? Do you know what movie it was?
Dialogue，那个，
Can you type it?
Wait a minute.
Okay. Oh, that's it there? Oh, I don't know that. So is it a Chinese movie or it's an American movie?
American movie.
It's an American movie. Okay.
Dialogue.
Okay, it's okay. It doesn't matter. But listen. If I want to learn Chinese, should I just buy a Chinese movie? If I buy a Chinese movie and I use that to learn Chinese, is that a good way?
I think it's not a way, but not the best way.
Right. That's exactly the right answer. Good. Yeah. So the reason why is because movies are not supposed to teach you anything. Movies are for fun. They're for entertainment, right? So,
Yeah.
Can you learn from a movie? Yeah, you can. But some movies are better for learning and some movies are worse for learning, right? So, that means like right now, 现在你可以听得懂我说什么吗？
Yeah, I can understand almost everything. About
Right. So
what
you
say.
can understand English. You can understand. But you can't understand some English. So that means why can't you understand that English? That English is different. Why is my English better? Why is my English easier to understand? Because one, it's my job. I'm a teacher. That's my job, right?
Yeah.
That's my job. That's
Because the movie it speaks so quickly, and they have some 连读. Do you know that?
Slang.
Yeah.
Right. So, right. That's what I mean. So that means that you have to choose movies. Some movies will be better for learning English. Some movies will be difficult for learning English, right? So there are some movies that they use a lot of slang and they use a lot of idioms and they use a lot of accent. They have accents, right? Like maybe a Texas accent or a New York accent, and maybe they speak very fast, right? So that means that this movie will be very hard for you because they speak fast and they have an accent and there's so much slang. But this other movie, maybe this movie, there's not so much slang in this movie. And this movie, they speak more slowly. And this movie, the vocabulary is easier. So some movies will be okay, and some movies will be very difficult.
Yeah, I learn English for. I hope one day I can communicate with my clients, which who is from India.
Ah,
So
okay.
when I
Mhm.
speak Indian customer, I also even just can recognize 5%.
Well, that's so. First, start trying to learn English from somebody who speaks with just a standard accent. First,
Yeah,
try that.
yeah,
And then,
yeah,
after you learn how to hear a standard accent, then you can try working on listening to Indian English. But if you have any calls, any video calls or audio calls with your client,
yeah.
record them. Record the
Oh,
calls.
recorded them.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
Ask permission. Say, is it okay? Can I record the calls? Okay? And if they say, why do you want to record the calls? Then you can say two things. One, if you record the calls, now you can listen later and you can practice your listening. And you're not going to listen to just somebody, you're listening to your client. That's really good. You'll start to understand him better, right? So
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
if you just go to YouTube,
That's a,
you can find many
that's a,
Indians on YouTube, but you can't find your guy, right? So if you record it, now you have something to practice with. So that's one reason. The second reason is because English is not your first language, and English might not be his first language. So that means
yeah,
that maybe there's a good chance, maybe there's some problem, maybe there's miscommunication, maybe he doesn't understand and you don't understand, but now there's a problem with the business. If you record the calls, maybe you can go back and listen and say, oh, I see. Ah,
yeah.
he
That's a
said
good idea.
this. I thought he said this other thing, but he said this. I was wrong. So if you record it, it's much better for your business. It's safer
Yeah,
for
yeah,
your
yeah,
business, right?
yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
also good
That's a good
practice.
point.
It's good practice for you too. Okay? But
Yeah,
you've only been learning for 1 year, then I think your English is quite good. Your English is good. Okay?
yeah. Thank you, thank you.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
movies
yeah,
too much because many movies, the language is not standard.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay? Like, there are some
So,
movies where the language is standard, but many movies the language is not standard.
yeah.
Okay?
When I speak with you, I find my confidence. Yeah,
Good, because confidence is a very important part of language.
yeah,
Confidence
yeah,
is,
yeah.
if you
Yeah,
can't.
I have the other question. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Mm, yeah. Sometimes I need to find clients through call call phone.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
打电话.
but when I speak to him, when he talk tell me his email, mm, but uh, but I can't understand what he speak. I mean, in email number,
Yeah,
email.
address. Email address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Email address.
So, guess
I,
what? Sometimes
yeah.
we don't understand either.
Ah, really?
Yes, because email addresses could be very complicated. Sometimes they're very long. Sometimes they have many weird numbers, right? Um, Like my email address, the end of my email address has the number 2. But in English, the I could say 2. 2 could be the letters TO or TOO. Or it could be the number 2 TWO. So because emails could be so many things. So guess what? For this problem, you should always just tell them to write it for you.
Yeah.
You should always
Right.
tell anybody who's giving you an email address, they should give it to you. You shouldn't write it down, they should just type it. Because that way it's sure they gave you the right one. Okay? When you have to listen and guess, then it's no good. But you can try to practice this, right? You can try to practice this idea.
Yeah.
Go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, do the speaking function, the talk function, right? And ask it to give you some email addresses or some phone numbers, right? And practice writing them down.
Yeah. When they give me the email address, I tap down. Then I send our company profile to him. But
He didn't get
my
it.
email.
It didn't work.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah. That's why I'm saying, for email addresses, it doesn't matter. This is not about language. Okay? In America, if somebody gives me an email address in America, I will feel better if they write it and send it to me. Then I know it's correct. Okay? So the best thing is always to ask. This is not about language. This is not about Chinese or English or Japanese or French. No. This is just email addresses. And email addresses can be very weird, strange, 奇怪. So that means you should ask. Just ask. Okay? Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
Dean, I think you're doing fine. Try to find another TV show or movie. And I think TV shows are better because movies are too long. And really, if you want to improve your English, you should try to find a show you can watch many times. Many times. Because the first time you'll watch and you'll say, "Oh, man, I didn't understand anything." But maybe the second time you'll say, "Oh, I understand this and I understand that." And I'm going to give you one more very good tip, Dean. In English, in America, every movie, every TV show, and every podcast has something called a transcript. Do you know what the transcript is?
Transcripts.
Transcript, yeah. What is the Chinese word for
Yeah.
transcript? I forgot.
Yeah, I know that.
抄本. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's free. You can go online and you can find the free transcript. So, type in the name of the TV show or movie and then type in the word transcript and go online, and then you can download the transcript. Now, why is this good? Because when you watch a TV show or when you watch a movie,
Transcript is a subtitle.
it's yes, but no. The subtitle is on the TV, it's on the screen. That's too fast, and you can't make notes. But the transcript, you can print it, and now you can hold it, and now you can make notes, and you can say, "Oh, there's a vocabulary word. I want to learn that vocabulary word." Or I don't know, what is this phrase? I don't know this. What does that mean? Circle that. So the transcript is really important because if you have the transcript, you can make notes, and now you can see it. So maybe the word, maybe when they say it, you don't know it. You say, I don't, what did he say? But then when you see the word, you go, oh, I know what that is. Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, I have used this uh, this uh, uh, this kind of because I watching a movie which is called the Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
I even watched the movie over 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I almost understand every sentence.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you watch a movie, you just watch for fun. But sometimes when you watch, you're watching to learn, right? And you need to watch many times. Okay? But that's why it's also very important to choose the right movies. Some movies, maybe they're fun. They're fun movies, they're cool movies, but they're not good for learning. Right?
Yeah.
So there are some movies that maybe the movie is about space aliens and dragons and time travel. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But do you need to talk about space travel? Do you need to talk about dragons and aliens? Probably not, right? So then maybe there's another movie that's about a guy and his family and his work and his business. That movie is a lot better for learning because the language is more common. It's everyday language. Okay?
Mhm. Yeah.
So choose
Yeah,
choose the right
have
movies.
yeah, I have a point. If everyone speak English like you, that's a good way.
Well, language is very unique, and everybody has their own song, like birds, right? Like there are so
Yeah.
many birds that have different sounds, right? And some of them are more beautiful, and some of them are less beautiful, right? And some people think this one is beautiful, but that one is not, and some people think the other, so it's very personal, right?
Yeah.
But language is something we use every day. And the things that you do all the time, anything that you do all the time, you start to, you don't care so much anymore. The more you do it, the more it's like, oh, I'm doing this again, so I don't care, right? So for example, when you're in school, you learn about language and you care and you try to do it very well. But then you leave school, and after that, there are no more tests. No more tests. So now, do you care about language the same? No, now you don't care so much. So maybe you make some mistakes. Nah, who cares, right? So what that means,
Yeah.
is some people, most people when they speak, they're not careful with their words. They just think and speak, right?
Yeah.
So part of the reason why you understand me is because I'm very careful with my words. I think about the words first before they come out. I choose my words, right? Most people don't do that. Most people, they have a thought and they have language. I have thoughts, then I start to think about the words that would be best. And then the language comes out, right? So what that means is some people have more care with their language and some people don't. Find the people who have care with their language. You will understand them. That's why you understand me. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Dean, you sound good. Keep working on it. Come back and come back and tell me about it again later. And again, for only 1 year, you're doing very well. So stop being so worried about it. You're doing fine. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Dean. Well, I'll see you next
Yeah.
time then, okay, my
Okay,
friend?
okay, see
Have a
you,
good
see
night.
you.
Bye bye.
Have a good night.
All right. Let me check the comments here and see if I missed anything in the comments. Let's see. Okay. I'm sorry if I didn't hear or see your question. Just wait a minute here. Let's see. How can you improve your accent? Uh, that's such a big question. Accent is something that's a little difficult because everybody has different accent problems. So when you tell me when you ask me, how can I improve my accent, or my accent is bad, it's hard for me to give advice because I can't hear you. If I can't hear you, then I don't know what your problem is with your accent. So it's a little hard. But if you raise your hand and come on stage, maybe I can help you then. Mona's asking, what is autism? Wow. Okay. Wow. Mona, autism is it's what we call a neurodivergence. Neuro meaning brain or mind, right? Your mind or brain. And then divergence means a different way. Let's call it that. Okay, so brain divergence means a different way your brain has a different way of doing things. Okay, and autism is one that we are just really learning about in the last 30 years or so. We're really only learning about it now. It's always existed, but there are some things we just didn't know how to call them, like what to call it, right? Now, autism is a complicated thing because it comes in many forms and many shades. We'll call it shades because it's what we call a spectrum. This, they call it to be on the spectrum, means that you have autism, but some people have it way over here, and it's very, very serious. They have a high form of a serious form of autism, and it causes more noticeable differences. Okay? But there are some people who have a very, very mild case of autism, right? They might be nearly 100% functional, and you don't really notice anything, right? That's the interesting thing about brain divergence and neurodivergence. Many of them are subtle. So it is a problem, but it's not as easy to notice. Some problems are much more obvious to notice and to fix, or not fix, but to address. Let's call that. Okay? So, Mona, I could probably talk about it for probably, a couple of hours. It's very difficult to explain autism, okay? Can I tell you the techniques of sentence linking, Coco? Sure. My favorite technique for sentence linking is a very simple one. It's called singing. Coco, if you sing something, when you sing, you take a deep breath before you sing, and all the words are supposed to come out together. That will make them link. Okay, so if that's what you're talking about, if that's what you're talking about, some people, when they speak, their words sound separated too much. When they speak, it sounds more like this. Every word is separated. Or sometimes their sentences. I say one sentence, and then I say another sentence, and then I say another sentence, and they're not connected, right? If that's what you're talking about, then what I like to do is just choose a sentence like, let's see. You can just choose one note and choose one sentence, and then take a deep breath and try to say it. So, Today the weather is sunny outside. Because I took one breath. Today the weather is sunny outside. All the words come together in one nice smooth sound. Okay, now it's monotone. It's got one pitch, so that's not good. But the linking is there. They're smooth. Okay? If that's what you're talking about. Okay, let's see. Please be patient. Some Will Smith movies are good and memorable. Yeah, some, I think I would say, yeah. Some. Hello, Carolina. What about podcasts and news? That's fine, too. Of course. Yeah. Once I asked ChatGPT which is better, TV shows or movies, and he said movies are not that accurate. I don't think that's not accurate. The answer that ChatGPT gave you is not accurate. Movies have accurate English, but accurate in many different ways. So accurate implies that there's only one way. There are many ways. So you're talking about standardized accurate English like this, right? But there are many kinds of English that are not standardized English. So that's what I tell people is movies have common English. Common English is not the same as proper English. Okay? Now, some of you think you want to learn the common English. Like, I want to know the common English. I want to know the way the real people speak. But the problem is, common English is good in some places, but it's not good everywhere. But proper English is good everywhere. So that's why you should learn proper English. Okay? I call it proper English. I know that word is so loaded, but anyway, how about Friends? Yes, Friends is great for learning English. For decades, people have been learning English from Friends. Yes. Okay. Thank you for the compliments, everyone. I tried to talk with ChatGPT yesterday, and it was not a good experience. He answered me things I didn't ask. Well, yeah, of course, Janet. It's still improving. It's a brand new thing. It's a baby. It's only been around for a couple of years. But it's a pretty brilliant baby. You know? If you saw a baby that could do all that in 2 years, you'd be like, wow, that's a smart baby. So, it takes practice, and it's not good for everything, but it's good for a lot. Okay? How many languages do I speak? I speak English, and I speak Chinese, and I know a little bit about many other languages. Proper English is in old books only. No, I'm speaking proper English right now. Okay? No, I don't mean old English. I don't mean formal English in some way. No, I just mean correct, proper English. It means English where you care about the rules. That's all. And guess what? When you're making a movie, if I'm hanging out with my friends at the bar, do I care about my grammar when I'm at the bar? No, I don't care about my grammar when I'm at the bar. Do I care about my grammar when I'm, going camping with my friends? Nope, don't care about grammar there either. Okay? So, what this means is that there are some places where grammar is cared about more. Like now, I'm teaching, so I care. But if I go hang out with my friends, maybe I don't care so much. Okay? All right. Again, you have to be patient. I'm trying to answer questions. What's the recommendation to give to someone who really needs to learn English? If you ask a big question, you're going to get a big answer. So, your question is very big. How can you what recommendation do I give to someone who really wants to learn English or needs to learn English? And yeah, I think I would say two things. I would say what Belen just said, start. And then I would say, be serious. Be serious, because guess what, Quiet? A lot of people say, I really need to learn English. I hear it every day. I hear it all the time. But guess what? Most of the people who say that are lazy and don't do anything. It's easy to say, I need to learn English. But if you need to learn it so badly, then why aren't you doing it seriously? Okay? All right, now let's get somebody on stage. Nikhil wants to talk to me. And proper, what does proper mean? I know, Fiona, it's hard to describe proper, okay? When I'm saying proper, most of what I mean is just, are you, let me think about this, wait. Most of the time when you speak, are you trying to follow the rules of grammar? That's proper English. That's all I mean, okay? When you speak, are you trying to follow the rules of grammar most of the time? If you are, then that's proper English. But the truth is that most places don't require proper English. So because they don't require proper English, the language might fall. The language level might fall. Okay, the expectation of grammar is lower. Okay? When you're at school, the expectation of grammar is very high. Okay? If you're at the park with your friends, the expectation of grammar is not the same. Okay? All right, let's get Nikhil up here. And over here in my YouTube, hello Nikhil, and let me say hi very quickly to my YouTube people over here. Maria and Hashem, hello to you over in my YouTube channel. Thank you. Okay, Nikhil, in India, you are in what city?
Yeah, I'm from right now.
You're from where? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
I'm from Hyderabad.
Ah, Hyderabad.
Andhra,
Okay,
Andhra.
okay.
State is Andhra Pradesh, and the capital of Andhra Pradesh is Hyderabad.
I see. Okay.
So thanks for giving this chance to in front of you.
Okay, so what can I do for you today? How can I help you?
Yeah, nothing. I want not to need from you. Just I have seen you are right now on the with Hello Talk. So I was very curious to talk to with you because last time when you gave me one of the suggestions was what was very important for me and which I follow in my life and I get success. Because at that time I was try to get the opportunity, grab the opportunity outside my state. Because before that, I taught basically by the profession I am a mathematics teacher, and before that I taught the student in my local schools and use most of the time in Hindi language. But as I practice with you and your very good suggestion for me, so I was grateful and great the opportunity after the 3 or 4 rounds. So
Okay.
that's why I am to give you the thanks for that.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody, he just said that I remember you, Nikhil. I do remember giving you some advice, and yeah, I gave him some advice
Yes, yes,
a
yes.
long while ago, and he just was saying that my advice was helpful, and he wanted to thank me for that.
Yeah. Because at that time, what was my perception about regarding the interviewer, regarding the job profile? Because I was not certified with my English skills, what I have knowledge and how I can express my point of view. But when I asked you, you suggest me just like when I was giving my interview. So you told me at that moment you feel you are the organization require you, organization need you no need of the job of that organization, but this piece of information was very good for me, and I feel
Good.
that, so I feel very courageous at that moment, at the time of interview.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, Nikhil, there's a little problem with your audio. The sound is not very clear. So I can hear you and I can understand you, but it's a little hard, and everybody else is having trouble understanding. I think maybe the microphone quality is
uh,
not very good.
no, I think cooler is right now on, so that's why the sound is not proper.
Ah,
I
okay.
think
That's
so.
part of it, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. But so
so
Nikhil, did you have anything else that you wanted to ask me about today? Any new problems you wanted to
uh,
ask me about, or what?
yes. I require one more things because why I'm right now here. I have lot of from last 1 year in the form of hard copy words, daily English words. But I revise on the daily basis, but I'm not using these words, so I feel very confident. That the main concern I have right now. So how can I use C2 level or C1 level of English words?
Um. Okay, so I think I understand your question is about using
Am I audible to you?
C2 level vocabulary.
Am I audible?
Yeah, I can you hear me? Can you hear me? Nikhil, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me, Nikhil?
Am I audible? No.
No, you can't hear me. Uh-oh.
I think there are some background. I think.
I don't know why. I can hear you. Yeah, you might want to take off. You might want to take out your AirPods. Ah, okay. Nikhil, I'm gonna have to let you go, Nikhil, because yeah. But I'll try to answer your question. Okay, I'll try to answer your question. So I'll see you next time. Yeah, bad connection. He was asking about how to use C2 vocabulary. Like, I think his question, if I understood him correctly, was that he learns a lot of C1 and C2 vocabulary, but he doesn't know when or how to use it. And that's a very common problem. And the reason why is because, guess what? C2 vocabulary is very advanced. C2 vocabulary is very difficult. But guess what? C2 vocabulary is actually not very useful. C2 vocabulary words are usually only useful in very certain places, certain areas, certain times. When you need to have that level of academic, what's the word I'm looking for? Wait. When you're trying to show that level of academic seriousness. For example, maybe you go to the doctor. When you go to the doctor and the doctor explains things to you, he probably is going to use some language that's a bit academic because it's required when you're explaining medical things. If you are studying master's degree or PhD level philosophy, then there will be many words that you will use to describe those things that are academic level, C2 level words that are useful in that environment. But if you go to McDonald's, C2 level language is not appropriate in McDonald's. Okay? So so that means that it's kind of a problem, because you're right, it's hard to find a place to practice C2 level language. Okay? But that's again why ChatGPT is a really great tool. You can ask ChatGPT to have a C2 level conversation with you. You can have ChatGPT ask you to write some C2 level writing exercises. And another thing that I do with my students that's very useful, sometimes I will ask ChatGPT to write an article about something, right? Like maybe I say, write an article about baseball, okay? But I will ask it to write that article 6 times. The first time it will use A1 level vocabulary, the second one will be A2, then B1, then B2, then C1, then C2. So, it's the same exact story, but it's written at different levels of language, and that is very useful for you to see. You can see what's the difference between this story at B1 level and this story at B2 level. Or what's the difference between this story at B2 level and this story at C2 level. And there is a funny thing that happens about C2 language. It's called diminishing returns. Diminishing returns means that at some point the language actually has less value. So C2 level language has value, but because it's only valuable in some places, that means its value is only limited value. Right? So that means that most language that we use every day is B1, B2, C1. Okay? B1, B2, C1. Okay, of course, it's A1, A2, but A1, A2 is all the very basic, very, very basic things. Okay? I like it. That's A1 language. Okay? But most language is in that B1, B2, C1 neighborhood. C2 language is really only limited to certain places. Okay? I don't use C2 language when I go to the store. I don't use C2 language when I'm at a restaurant. I don't use C2 language when I'm at the bank. Well, most of the time. Okay? Most of the time you don't use it. Okay? So, that means you need to create special situations to practice it. ChatGPT can help you. You can say, please create some special situations. You know what I do is I ask ChatGPT to pretend like it's like a role-playing game, right? And you can say, create a role-playing situation for me at a bank, or create a role-playing situation for me at a language school, or a college or university at C2 level, right? You can tell it, give me a conversation at B2 level. Give me a conversation at C2 level. Right. Something like that. All right. Let's see. Any other comments or questions? One moment. Let me check the comments. Oh. And yeah, quiet. Your question about the long recommendation. The long recommendation is, I have hundreds of videos on YouTube, just like this one right now. After I finish this will be on YouTube. Okay? I have 82,000 followers. That means a lot of people have asked me questions about English. A lot. I have answered hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions. Okay? That's not an exaggeration. That's a real number. Okay? Every bit of advice that I have about learning English is on my YouTube channel on those videos. If you're very serious about learning English, go watch them. Okay, the answers are there. You just have to go watch them. The best way to practice is speaking. The best way to practice is every way to practice. Okay? Speaking is only one part of language. If you're really good at speaking, that doesn't mean you're good at writing. That doesn't mean you're good at listening. So the best way to practice is to practice all of them. Okay? The secret to greatness is that there are no secrets to greatness. Okay, how about the 5 English books from Macmillan? I'm not familiar with, I know Macmillan. Macmillan's a good company, so those are probably good. Okay? But you can buy books from Kaplan, they're probably good. You can buy books from Oxford, they're probably good. You can buy books from Barron's, they're probably good. There are many companies that make good materials. Let me think about my words. Hold on, I want to say something. Sometimes you're worried about the quality of the knife, but a great cook can cook with a crappy knife. So what I mean is, instead of worrying about is Macmillan good enough, or is the Barron's book, is that good enough, or is the Kaplan books, are those books good enough? Instead of worrying about whether it's good enough, go use it to the best that you can. Use it to the best of your ability. Okay? This is a lesson I learned with drums many years ago. I used to worry a lot about the drums, the equipment. Did I have the best equipment? Did I have the most expensive, best, nicest stuff that you could get? Right? But then I saw some drummers who had really poor equipment, broken, old equipment. But guess what? They played better than I do. They played much better than me. So then I learned that sometimes it's not the drums, it's the drummer. Okay? It's not the learning, it's the learner. So instead of worrying about which book is the right book, pick one and don't worry about the book. Worry about you. It's not about the materials sometimes, it's about you. Are you a good student or not? It doesn't matter how good the materials are if you're a bad student. Okay? Is there any application for synonyms? Yes, it's called thesaurus.com. Go to thesaurus.com. It's a free website, or you can get the app for free as well. Okay? My YouTube channel, if you go to my link tree, you can find everything, which is right there. Go to my link tree and you'll find my YouTube and my blog and my podcast and my website, everything. Okay? My daughter has those books in school, and those books are great in my opinion. Okay, so there you go. Bellen's familiar with the Macmillan books, so she knows them and she thinks they're great, and I think Bellen knows what she's talking about, so there you go. If C2 level words are not practical in daily life, then do we still need to learn them? Most of them probably not. No, Gayla. Most of them probably not. But again, it depends on your life. Are you a professor? If you're a professor, you need them. Okay? If you're in some high level of your job that uses English at a high level, then you probably need them. But if you just use English for fun and watching TV and movies and things, then no, probably not. You don't really need them. Okay? I saw a business owner selling a course for $1,000 for people for purpose for just 5 hours a day. Do I think they are scammers? Or is it there are lots of scammers, and usually somebody who says you can do something very quickly is a scam. Almost everybody who says you can do it in 3 weeks, that's almost always a scam. Okay? I'm not judging you. No, I'm informing you. Okay? I have to think in my native language before I speak English. Can you tell me how to handle that, please? Yes. Stop. Yusef. Stop. That's all. Right? So, the next time that you want to say, oh, c'est la vie, don't. Don't think, c'est la vie. Think, such is life. Yusef. Okay? That's all. You just need to start everything that is simple. Anything that you think that is simple, start thinking in English. So when you're hungry, think that in English. When you're tired, think that in English. When you need to make your list of things to do today, what do I need to do? I need to go to the store. Think about that in English. Watch TV and think in English. Okay? Practice thinking in English, and then you will be able to think. So it's very simple. If you never practice thinking, then of course you can't. Please play Dance of Eternity by Dream Theater, Bleed by Meshuggah, or Pneuma by Tool. Yeah, they're easy. I'm familiar with all of those. I have played some Dream Theater before a long time ago when they first came out with their first record. I learned a few of their songs from that record. I like Meshuggah in a way. Like, I'm not a big fan of heavy music, but I respect their musicality. Their musicianship is high level, and I've listened to it for that. I'm not familiar with that particular song, but I can imagine it probably has double bass and odd time signatures. I'm familiar. I can do double bass and I can do odd time signatures. Tool. Love Danny Carey. I think Danny Carey is great. Same kind of thing. All these guys are prog rock guys. This is prog rock, music. And it's great. I've listened to it a bunch. I am not as good as any of those drummers at all. I'm nowhere near as good as those drummers. I can do a few things that they can do, but I cannot play as well. Okay? There you go. How about Word Hippo? Sure, Word Hippo is good as well. Okay, please be patient. You are welcome for my advice. All right, anyone else? Raise your hand if you want to come talk to me. Raise your hand if you want to come ask me a question. Let me put it that way. If you want to come ask me a question, raise your hand. And to play all three of those bands, I would need my double bass drum pedal, and I don't have it anymore. It's in parts and pieces. I just use a single, and I have for many years now. I can play double. I like double. It's great exercise. Double bass drum is fun. It's great exercise, but it's not very useful for most music, so I haven't had one on my drums in many years. but I can. I just haven't done it in a long time. I'm probably out of practice. But I grew up first. I was a big Alex Van Halen fan when I was a kid, so Hot for Teacher was one of the most important songs as to why I became a drummer, and that's double bass. Anyway, anyone else have a question? English questions? Life questions? Just don't ask me about sports. About sports, I know nothing. And I'm quite fine with that. All right. I am a teacher of English. What are the most important things in my life? Wow, deep question. Learning, growing, culture, history, music, food, travel. I'm sure there's some others that I'm forgetting, but those are the ones that come to mind. But in the last couple of years, my focus in life has mostly been on personal growth. Trying to become wise. It's the process of taking the things that you've learned and actually trying to gain wisdom from them. Because learning things is one thing. Becoming wise is actually different. That's a different process. It takes contemplation. It takes acknowledgement of responsibility, personal responsibility. So, in the last few years, I have focused a lot on trying to think about my personal growth and how I've developed as a human. Coffee and drums. Yeah, coffee is kind of important to me, but not really. You know, it's funny. A lot of people are very, very, very particular about coffee, right? I like my coffee only like this, and I like my coffee only like that. To be honest, coffee is something that I don't really care. I want it to be strong. That's all I want it to be. As long as it's strong, I don't really care. You know? When it comes to food, I'm pretty particular. You know, I love good quality food. But Anthony Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain he was a famous chef. He was a hero, an idol of mine, and he felt the same way. He was a professional chef, and coffee was one thing that he didn't care what kind it is or where it comes from or what. He wants it hot and he wants it strong. That's it. And that's kind of how I am too. I just don't like it hot. I prefer it cold, but I want it strong. That's the only thing. What's my favorite quote? I have two quotes that I live by. One would be the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And the second quote would be from Shakespeare, Hamlet. This above all, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. Those are two of my favorite quotes. I have many. I'm a quote nerd. Do I see Korean dramas? I have watched some Korean dramas, but I'm not a big, huge fan. One day I'd like to check it out a little bit more, you know? I'd like to watch one and maybe try to learn a little Korean. But I'm not a huge fan of a lot of dramas. I don't know. I'm hard to please. My my ability to accept things that are not real sometimes I can't. so sometimes I watch some dramas, like American dramas. There are so many American dramas that I watch them, and I go like, am I supposed to believe this? Like I watch it, I'm like, oh man, this is a terrible show. Like this is I'm supposed to believe these are doctors? I'm supposed to believe this is a real hospital? I'm supposed to believe this is really, no, come on, this is terrible. You know? I don't know. I'm hard to please that way. I love drama, but it has to be really well done. What is my major? Well, my major isn't anything now because I'm not a student. If you're asking what was my major many, many years ago, I had many. I had many majors. I never finished, but I studied many, many things for many years. History, sociology, psychology, music, culinary arts. I've had a few different majors. I studied a lot of different things. Does money make happiness? No. No. I won't say any more than that. I will answer that with a simple question, or a simple statement. No. It doesn't need anything more than that. Money is only what you make of it. For some people, money is their god. They may not admit it, but it is, when you look at how they treat it. If you're not allowed to speak badly about it, and you're not allowed to go away from it, and you're not allowed to disavow it, then it is your god. But I often disavow it. I'm not a big fan. Opera. What about opera? There are different kinds of opera. What kind of opera? German opera, Italian opera, French opera, Chinese opera. Do Americans usually separate food waste in the kitchen? Can you tell us about waste management in homes? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Do you mean like when I'm cooking, like if I have some carrot scraps, I'm making carrots and I've got carrot scraps, what do I do with my carrot scraps? In my house, we have a compost bin for our garden. So we can take our food scraps. When I'm cooking, if they're scraps, then I can take my scraps and I can put them in the compost bin and it will become compost for my garden. Many people just throw it away. A lot of people are lazy and don't do what they should do. And, but I wouldn't say everyone. There are many, many people who do care. And many people who try to recycle and try to separate things and they try to be organic and all this, So, we have some people who care a lot about it and some people who don't care at all. Okay? I think that usually caring about something has to do with how easy it is to care about. So if you make it easy to care about, people will care. So, for example, my house, we have a garden, we have the space to have a compost bin, so I have access to it it's an easy thing for me to deal with it that way. But many people don't have a garden, they don't have a place for compost, so they don't have an easy way to deal with food scraps. Okay, and they can't afford to buy a machine that will do it. They have these nice machines that are like $2,000 or something that'll deal with all your food scraps, but who can afford that, right? You're finishing your lunch. What am I drinking? Liz, I'm drinking what I always drink, iced coffee. Which country is my dream destination? I don't have a dream destination country. I want to go almost everywhere. I say almost, but most places I would like to go someday if I could. Did I learn calligraphy? Do you mean Chinese calligraphy? Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not good at it, and I haven't practiced writing Chinese in a long time. But yeah, I learned how to write. You don't have a garden, so you dry the wet waste in your house. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah. Do I like river fishing? I love river fishing. I have not gone fishing this year. It's really been, I've been too busy and the weather has not been good. It's been too rainy or too hot. But I love river fishing. Yeah, that's one of my favorite hobbies. Thank you, Liz. Okay, we have somebody who wants to talk to me. A teacher wants to talk to me.
Hello, teacher. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right, I'm doing great. Not bad at all.
Good. And your name is what? What should I call you? Should I call you teacher, or what should I call you?
No. Teacher, it is the title of my career.
Okay.
I am Muhammad.
Muhammad. Okay. Well, nice to meet you, Muhammad. And you are in...
All right, nice to meet you too.
Where are you? Are you in Libya?
Yes, from Libya. Libya, it's an African country.
I have some friends from there. So, so what can I do for you today, my friend?
All right, so, I got a question for you, teacher. If you don't mind asking you about it.
Sure, of course. That's what I'm here for.
Well, so as you know that I work as an English teacher, but I'm looking for what? For getting an internationally recognized certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Is that possible to get it?
Yeah, of course it's possible. Some of them are very easy to get, and some of them are a little bit more difficult to get. But it depends on where you live, and it depends on what you're trying to do. Some certificates are more valuable in some places than others, right? So in America, I have the TESL, TEFL, TESL, one of the two, right? Teaching English as a second language or a foreign language. I have that one, and I think they have a couple versions of it. You can have, I think one is like 60 hours, and the other one is like 100 hours or 120 hours, something like that. So there are different courses, right? But then there are other ones too, like the CELTA certificate. That one is much, much more difficult, but it's also more respected, right? So,
All right.
So if you get the CELTA, you can go anywhere and probably they'll be happy, right? But if you get the TEFL, I have the TEFL, and it's good most places, but some places they'll say, that's not really that great, If you get the CELTA, that's a pretty difficult one, and they want you to know English really well. But to be honest with you, many people get the TEFL certificate and they don't really know English that well, and they're not very good at what they do. It's the easiest one to get, in my opinion. So I think that it's easy to get, and it's a little cheaper, but it also has less value.
All right, so I'm asking you, specifically about TEFL certificate.
Okay.
Is it valuable, and is it like? Yes, I know that it is easy to get it, but I don't know if it is valuable or not.
Are you trying to teach online? Are you trying to teach in your city, or where are you? What are you trying to do with it?
All right, that's okay. Let me be clear about this. First of all, I look forward to working as an online teacher, right? And so it's important to have that certificate.
Okay, so you're trying to work online.
Yes. That's what I'm gonna do.
If you're trying to work online, then that's fine. Then the TEFL certificate is fine. That's enough.
All right.
Yeah, that's all you need to get the job is that. Okay? And then, but you just need to remember that because the TEFL certificate is the easiest one to get, that means many people have it. So that means that you have to be, you have to show that you're better than they are. Right? Because everybody has it, Everybody has it. So if 10 people have that, you have 10 teachers, they all want that job. They all have the same certificate. So that means now you have to show that you're a better teacher. Okay? That you have to show that you actually have skills, not just the certificate, because many people have the certificate.
All right.
Okay?
I understand that it is better to have something different.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a famous American named Rod Serling, and he said, being just like everybody is the same as being nobody. And that's true. Like, if you choose to do things just like everybody else, then you're not special at all. And so that means that you're easily replaceable and that they don't need you. They can find somebody else to do the same thing, right? So in that way, yes, it's better. So for example, there are many English teachers, but I'm also a drummer. I'm also a musician. That's different. Okay? And I speak Chinese. That's different. So because I speak Chinese and I'm a musician, that means I'm a little bit different. And so, special. Okay? So yeah.
You're right.
That's what you should do.
I deeply believe in something called being special, right? And even for me, just I tend to do something differently, right? Like I don't want to imitate somebody, or I don't want just pretend like to be somebody else. It's okay to be a special person, right? And that is what I believe, right? And also, yes, that's okay. It is much better to have a certificate that a lot of people don't have.
Well, yes, yeah. I think what I would recommend is don't worry as much about the certificates. If all you're trying to do is teach online, what I would say is get the TEFL certificate and start teaching as quickly as possible. And build your reputation as a good teacher. Okay, so your reputation means much more than your certificate.
All right, I got it.
Okay, so online here, it's, I think most people watch me mostly because of my reputation, not because of, I think most people don't know I have a certificate. They don't know if I have real background or credentials or not, but I do. But they're not listening because of my credentials. They didn't ask me about my certificate. They just like my answers. They like my teaching. So that's what I'm saying is get whatever one is easiest, get that one and just start. And then you have to make a name for yourself by building your reputation as a good teacher. So don't focus on the certificate, focus on learning how to teach well. And that is something that takes a lot of practice. Teaching is something that you cannot really learn in a school or in books. You have to learn it by doing it. Okay?
All right. So I see what you mean, that it is much better to build your reputation as a good teacher first.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's not important to have many certificates that you're, and that's also is not gonna
The certificate
show how qualified you are.
Right. You need the certificate because they ask for the certificate. But
Yes,
but people
you might be asked for it.
right, but people don't trust me because I have a certificate. People trust me because I have good answers.
Oh, yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Okay? So that's what you have to do is build your reputation and work on it. And the more you do it, then the better you'll get. Okay? I started teaching a long time ago. I was 18 years old when I started teaching. I started teaching music and drums when I was 18. And I'm going to turn 50 in a couple months. And
All right, that's okay.
so a long time.
Yes,
That's a long time. Go ahead.
All right, that's okay. Even I've been working as an English teacher for over 10 years, and I have a good reputation here among these people,
Good.
my society here. But I think that it is much better to work as an online teacher because of its flexibility, because it's more flexible.
Well, that's
Right.
true, yeah. And then there are other reasons why an online job can be better. So, for example, for me, online work, I like online work, but it's actually difficult for me. Do you know why? Because
Yes.
I live in America. And because I live in America, I have the American economy. And that means that whatever I get paid, everything here is expensive. So it's not worth that much. But if you live in a place where the economy is not so good, then you can get paid with the same money that I get paid, and now that money is worth a lot more in your economy, right? So
Yes, you're
online work can be very, very good because it can be very valuable in some places, right? So yeah, you should just start doing it as much as you can. Build your reputation. Be consistent. Be consistent.
All right.
That's very important. A teacher is someone that you must be able to trust. And if you are not consistent, then they can't trust you.
Yes, you're right. Consistency, it is something more valuable. I know that. I believe that it is important to be to work consistently and to teach consistently as well.
Right. There are
And
some days when maybe I don't feel well. I feel sick. I feel tired, but I still come and I still turn on the camera and I still do my teaching. Because
Right.
I have a responsibility to my students. I have a responsibility to my professionalism.
Yes.
That every time that you act in a professional way, you become professional. Every time that you act in an unprofessional way, you become unprofessional. You are what you do, not what you say.
All right. So, all right. So, there are a lot of online sources of getting many different certificates, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that those sources are like they're more reliable sources of getting certificates, or
Yeah, there are some that are better than others, but I don't know all of them, right? I got mine from Oxford certificates, right? So you can try that one. That one's still good, I think. they have an online program that you can do online to get the online certificate. You know, so
All right. What do you think? What do you think about Arizona University certificates?
probably it's okay. Probably Arizona
Because
University is an online. Yeah, they have.
it provides, it offers online certificates
Yeah.
from Arizona University,
Yeah,
and I'm not sure that if it is like if those certificates are reliable or not.
it's reliable and it's legitimate, but you can do that. And almost every university has an online ESL program. I'm sorry, not an ESL program, a TEFL program. So you can try to find almost any university and do that. Arizona University is one that's very famous because they're an online university. So they are huge and they get a lot of people, and they're kind of I think, if I remember right, I think they're a little expensive. So can you go there? Is it okay? Yeah, you can. It is okay. It might be expensive. I'm not sure. I don't know how much it costs. But do you know, in English we have a phrase, there's an idiom we say, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Do you know what that means? 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It means whatever. What that means is, if I'm buying eggs, do I want a dozen eggs or do I want 6 of one or half dozen of the other? Right? I'm sorry, half dozen. So do I want a half dozen eggs or do I want 6? Oh, they're the same, right? So what I mean is you pick one, choose one, find one. It doesn't really matter. To be honest with you, I would say do whichever one is cheapest.
All
Okay?
right.
Because
Okay, that's okay.
the value of that certificate is the same, right? So if you pay $500 for it or you pay $200 for it, the value of it is the same. So you should try to find the cheap one. Okay? Find the cheap one and do the cheap one, because if you spend $500 for it, it's not necessarily worth that. Oh no, we lost him. Probably the time limit, I'm guessing. But yeah, when it comes to getting a certification for teaching, it depends on where you want to teach and what kind of teaching you want to do. For most people, any certificate is fine. But for some people, if you want to work in the better schools and you want to work in certain countries, you're going to need a better certification. Okay? Yeah, time limit. I'm sure it's the time limit. Okay. Hello, Carlos. Yes. R.I.P. Ozzy. I was actually more upset about Chuck Mangione dying. All right, let's see. Your English grammar is good. You're in an advanced level in English, but you cannot talk. You need to practice more. You need to think in English more. You need to spend more time living in an English world. If you want to learn a language, then why aren't you doing it? Learning a language means trying to surround yourself with that language as much as possible. So why aren't you? Jazzy says, you are what you do and what you say. No, because I can say anything. I can say I'm the greatest baseball player of all time. But if I don't do that, then I'm not. Right? So I can say I'll pick you up at 5 o'clock. But if I don't do that, then it doesn't matter what I said. Right? So you are what you do, not what you say. It's easy to say something. You are welcome. I'm glad you appreciate them. All right, I think I have time to talk with maybe one more person. Let's see, Jaja wants to talk to me. Hello, Jaja. How are you?
Hello, Teacher Mark. Nice to meet you.
我也很高兴认识你。
Mm.
And you are in China in what city?
I in Jinzhou City of Hubei Province.
In Hubei. Okay. All right. And how can I help you today? What can I do for you?
I am very glad to having your teaching for about over 1 month, and I feel hearing is developing more. So I want to ask you if I insist on listening your teaching, if I can developing my English. Thank you.
Yes, you can. Yes. But it's not enough. It's not enough. Yeah, so listen to me, sure. If you understand me, then listen to me. And you can go to my YouTube channel and watch many, many videos and watch again and again. But you should try to find other people that you also understand, not just one, right? So if you listen to me, yeah, that's good, great. But find others, find 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more people who also you like the way they speak, okay? You have to find your heroes. When you do something, if you're learning anything, right? If you want to learn to play baseball, then you should have some heroes in baseball. Who are your heroes, right? If you want to learn to be a doctor, then you should have some heroes, some people who you like. That doctor, I want to be like that doctor. He's great, right? So language is the same. If you want to be great at English, then you should have some heroes of English. Who are your heroes? You know, go find them. Find people who, when they speak, you like their language. You like it. You think, I like that. I want to sound like that. Okay? So you need more than one. You need many heroes. Okay?
Need more heroes.
Yeah, hero, 你知道吗？我忘记 hero 中文怎么说。
Hero.
Hero 就是英雄。Yeah, right? So you need heroes.
I need guiding.
Yes.
Guide.
Well, you can go online and look for find people who speak well, right? So go to YouTube maybe, or do you know TED Talks? Have you ever heard about TED Talks? TED Talks, T-E-D. Yeah, TED Talks are very, very famous. TED Talks, let me type it for you. If you search online for TED Talks, okay? TED Talks are very famous. They have many people from all over the world who are very smart people. They're famous for something. And they talk. They come on TED Talks and they talk about something. They talk about technology. They talk about politics. They talk about psychology or sociology. They talk about many things. Now, TED Talks are great, but I think maybe for you, maybe 我觉得就是一点太困难的，有一点的。 Okay, their language is a little bit difficult, maybe. Okay, but you can try to find people on YouTube or on TikTok and listen to their language.
Listen from
Yeah, find someone who speaks music, like their language is like music. Okay? When you hear somebody and you say, ah, wow, his language is like music. I love that. I want language like that. It's musical. Okay? It's musical. So
yeah.
find somebody that sounds like that. Anybody. It could be a famous actor. Maybe it's a famous actor or TV show person, somebody on a TV show, right? Or maybe it's somebody who's a friend of yours, or it could be anybody. And make them your hero, your language hero. Okay?
Okay. I like read novel, famous novel, and now I'm read the famous novel Little Woman, the Little Woman.
Okay, all right, that's a good one. Yeah, Little Woman. Yeah, Little Women. That's a good one.
It's very good novel.
Yes.
Like it's very good. I can read English novel, but hearing is poor. So I'm very nervous when I can't understand.
Well,
I can't understand what they say.
Well,
but I can read.
But sometimes, Jia, sometimes people read books and the books are very old. And because the books are very old, the language is very old. And maybe it's a little bit weird, right? So 有时候如果你要读一个书，有时候这个读就是太旧的，所以
old。
如果这是太旧的，他们的说话就是奇怪，因为这是太旧的 right? It's strange the way they talk. A long time ago, they talked weird, different. So sometimes the books, Little Women is a very good book, but some of the words are very old. Maybe they're a little bit strange.
Yeah.
一点奇怪.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harry, when we when I speak with other, we just use normal English.
Right. Yeah, that's right. When you speak with others, you just use normal English. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes those books, the English is like not normal. It's old. It's old English. Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's interesting. 我觉得这是非常有趣，可是我觉得很多人他们不常说，因为这是太旧的。Yeah, a lot of people they don't talk like that anymore. They don't speak like that now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another question. I bothering grammar, so I'm very fair. I feel I can't express myself good.
Ah, okay.
I
So you need more grammar practice.
yeah.
Okay.
More practice.
So let me show you the best. There's a really great way to practice your grammar. There's a website called GamesToLearnEnglish.com. GamesToLearnEnglish.com. I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
It's free. This website is free.
Yeah.
Okay, it's free, no money. And it has games. Many, 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 many games. And they're games that can teach you grammar. Okay, so it can teach you vocabulary, and there's past tense, and here's body parts and prepositions and adjectives and adverbs and adverbs of frequency and phrasal verbs and his grammar, present tense, food, perfect tense, how to talk about time. So this website is great. It's great. It's free, and there's so many games, and if you play these games, your grammar will get better. Okay? Your grammar will improve. Look how many games. Look, so many games, all for free. Okay? Games2learnenglish.com. Games2learnenglish.com. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, here, let me type it for you guys. I'll put it in the chat here. Hold on. Games2learnenglish.com. That's it right there. Okay? So, grammar is hard. This website is fun, but you also, maybe you need a good grammar book. You know, maybe you need a good grammar book. Okay?
Yeah. I like vocabulary, but I don't like grammar.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm an English teacher, but I don't like grammar. Yeah, grammar is no fun. Yeah, too many rules. Yeah. Yeah, me too. That's why I like Chinese, because Chinese grammar 很简单，非常简单。Yeah. So you can learn many vocabulary. If you learn vocabulary in Chinese, then you can just put it together and now you have sentences. It's very easy. Yeah, but English, you can learn many, many words, but now you need to know all the rules of how to make it together. There's so many rules. Yeah. They want me to recommend a book. Yes, I can recommend a book. I can. There is a grammar book that I like. I have many, many grammar books, but the one that I like the most, there's a book called Basic English Grammar, and the company that makes it is called Saddleback Publishing. Okay, I have many, many grammar books. I have used many grammar books, but this one is my favorite. I think it's easier, it's more fun, it's simple, it's fast. So they have level 1 and level 2 of basic English grammar, and so you can try to buy that book. That's a good book. Okay.
I'm very glad you connected me. Thank you very much, Teacher Mark.
It's my pleasure. No problem. No problem. And keep working on it, okay? Keep working on it, Jaja. Language, you must practice every day, you know? 修能生巧.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, Jaja. It was nice to see you, nice to talk to you, nice to meet you. Come back and see me again sometime, okay?
See you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Good night.
Okay, let me check over here. Okay, good. So, let's see. I want to do something here. I want to show you guys something here very quickly. Let's see. If you like my teaching, if you like the way I answer things, you like my thoughts, you like my answers, you should go to my blog. This is my blog. Okay, if you go to my blog, you can find many articles that I wrote. I wrote these articles. Okay, so there are articles about grammar, right? Like here are grammar articles about a, and the, and should, would, and could. Okay, there are articles about making mistakes, right? Like a different way of thinking about mistakes. Here's articles about prepositions. And there are articles here about, let's see, this one here, concepts about why are you learning? Why should we learn? okay? Or why you need a good plan if you're going to study and you're going to learn. You need a good plan, okay? Go to my blog, okay? I write these. These are my answers, okay? I have 4 chapters of my book up on there for free, okay? And if you want to know where is my blog, oh, well, here is my blog. Go to my blog, read the articles. I know they're long and I know they're hard. Look at me. So what? Are you trying to learn or not? Do you want answers or not? If you want answers, go read my blog. It might be hard, but it will be worth it. Okay? In China, can you see? I think you can, Lynn. I think. If not, I'm working on another blog for China. Right? I'm working on another website that will be just for my Chinese followers, because many of my Chinese followers do have trouble using my website. So I'm going to try to make another website just for them, but that's going to take a little time. Okay, but Lynn, I think some people can see the blog, and maybe you could if you use a VPN. Okay. All right. Yes, please do. Please go read my blog, and please leave a comment and hit like. Okay. If you appreciate what I do, then show me. If you appreciate what I do, then show me. It's very simple. All you have to do is hit like and leave a little comment. Then I know that you care. All right. Sometimes it's hard because I'm here and I care. I care. Can you tell that I care? I care. But I don't know if you care. Do you know why I don't know? I don't know if you care because I don't see it. If you want me to know that you care, show me. Hit the like button. Type a comment. Share my articles. Tell some people about it. Send me a little tip. Okay? Help a brother out. All right. I need to go. I've been here for 2 hours. I must go. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow. But I also, by the way, if I see that you wrote on my comments, and if I see that you liked my things, and if I see that you are helping me, then I will give you more help. Okay, so if you have questions and you want answers, go help me. Then I will see. Then I'll say, oh, look, Alia, she left me a comment. I'm going to help Alia more because Alia helped me. Okay? Or Lynn, she sent me a tip. Oh, that's so great. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Lynn sent me a tip, so Lynn is helping me. I'm going to help Lynn. Okay? We have to help each other. We have to help each other. All right. Thank you, Lynn. I'm glad you can see it. Good. Go read it. Okay? Okay, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for following. Thank you for participating. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening wherever you live in the world. And I will see you guys next time, okay? Thank you. Bye.